Today we are here at the Children's Museum in Utica, New York at the HeroCon 2017 event fundraiser. All proceeds from today and tomorrow's HeroCon event go to support the Utica Children's Museum. The atmosphere here is electric. There are creators of all industries here. We have artists, actors, directors, authors, performers, you name it, they're here supporting this great cause. So right now we're here and we're going to be talking with McKenna, comic book writer and inker. Thanks for hanging with us, Mark.
I'm happy to be here.
So tell us about your, you've been 29 years a comic book.
Actually it's about 32 now, yeah.
Wow.
I haven't updated that in a bit.
That is impressive. What influenced you to get into the comic book writing and inking?
So I was a comic book collector as a teenager, and when push came to shove and I was a senior, my guidance counselor said, you know, what are you going to do with the rest of your life now? And the only thing I really had a feeling about was either comic book art or movie making. And back in the late 70s, Super 8 film was, I used to make Super 8 films, but I would make like action, action-packed Clint Eastwood, Magnum Force kind of stuff. So he put me in an art school that was an animation school also. So I graduated the School of Visual Arts in 1982, but I went into the animation program, and I found out there that at the time, 770 drawings for 1 minute of hand-drawn animation was just mind-boggling for me at the time. So I opted to then kind of veer off and do comic books.
Oh, okay. You've worked for both Marvel and DC. Tell us about that experience.
So back in 1985, Marvel hired me as a staff production artist for $4.50 an hour. That was the minimum wage, I believe, back then, but I was living out in Long Island, and I had to commute to New York. So I said no to the opportunity twice until I decided I could move into Staten Island with my sister and take the Staten Island ferry to downtown New York and then hop on the subway. And I did that for about a year and a half. And but Marvel always saw me as a production guy. They never really saw me as a guy who could be an artist for them. So DC Comics was about 20 blocks away, so I used to go on my lunches from Marvel to DC and show my samples there, and eventually they hired me into contract, where I stayed on contract for DC for 4 years.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So you have a Kickstarter Combat personal campaign.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So Combat Jacks is, so I've been doing comics for 32 years. I've done almost 600 comics and about 13,000 pages of art. And what I'm trying to do is now do my own projects and bring some of that love from doing Batman and Spider-Man to my personal projects, which is hard to do because people come to shows to see me, they want me to do Batman and Spider-Man. But I got to build up the other stuff because it's more important to me. When I work for Marvel and DC, I'm a work-for-hire artist, right? So I don't own anything, but I do own my children's book, BOOnana Tail, and I do own Combat Jacks, and I'm responsible for it, and it's a lot nicer to have that, something I own. But it's also a harder, boulder to push up the hill too. So it's a very tricky business that way. The Kickstarter though, right now, I had the 4th one just funded back in December. Believe it or not, December 29th. People are like, why did you offer this Christmas? But the reality is, I had to have a distribution network, and publishing never sleeps. You have to do it through the holidays too. So I had to do that, and then. My new Kickstarter is for a book I'm doing called A Tomb of Balbarith, which is a horror project that just went live 2 days ago.
Oh, that is awesome. What inspired you to write your first children's book?
My dad came up with the idea. I had a 4-year-old and a newborn, and my daughter had an operation on her throat. She had to remove a cyst from her throat, and I remember taking her straight from the hospital to Toys R Us. I wanted to spoil it, and I thought, well, I'd like to be the other guy on the other side of the the market, making this stuff so people could spoil their kids, So my dad came up with the idea for a monkey who had a banana for a tail, and I tried drawing that, and it looked really crazy. So I gave him a banana-colored tail, and I currently have 4 books out right now, and my kids are now. There were 4 newborn. They're 26 and 21. So it's been a long haul for me.
Oh my gosh. So GW interviewed your friend Alan Bellman. He wants to know what it was like to work with such a comic icon generation.
So I met Alan, and did Captain America in the 1940s. It's he's really, way beyond my time, but I've never worked with him, but I'm supposed to be doing a piece with him really soon, a Captain America piece. So I'm honored to do that. When you're in this business as a fan, and then you get to work with people that you're a fan of, it's special.
It is, very special. So what's coming up next for you?
So the con season is right now. I was maxed out at 23 conventions last year. I'm at 16 this year. Combat Jacks #4, the last issue, is 3 pages away from being finished. I'm hoping for May release. The Kickstarter right now for Balberith ends in a month, and the book is done. It just needs money to funding for printing. So that should be out for Halloween. And then I'm going to work on a new BOOnana Tail book called BOOnana Tail and the Checkerboard Jungle, which is going to be a read-along book. So I have a voice actress friend who's going to do the voices for me, and I'm going to actually add a CD to the package. So that's something.
Wonderful.
Looking forward.
Oh, they're telling me it's game time. It's called clickbait. You know what clickbait is?
I don't know.
Clickbait is when you're on the internet and you click on something and it takes you to something completely, totally different.
Gotcha, I do know.
So what these are questions that internet people want to know. They want to know, what was your first thought when you woke up this morning?
Coffee.
Where's my coffee? Yeah. Mine too. What was the longest you've gone without sleep?
Christmas Eve, I don't remember, my Nana's house, overnight sleeping. In fact, we got home Christmas morning, and I was about 5 or 6 years old, no Christmas presents under the tree, and I was bummed out, and my father told me that we didn't have a chimney, so Santa couldn't come down it. So we got our Christmas presents on the 26th, but that was a long night.
Oh my God, that's so funny. How traumatizing.
Oh, I still remember it.
Traumatizing. Well, guys, it's been so fun hanging with Mark here at Today HeroCon 2017. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think of today's guests. You can also check the guest link below. Remember to subscribe, log in, and stay tuned to see who we're hanging with next. And happy belated birthday.
Thank you.